Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to mindforcombat. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rohan, and in this video I'm breaking down the upcoming ONE Light Heavyweight World Championship fight in a trilogy fight between Burmese superstar Aung and Nsang, as he looks to cap off his trilogy with Vitaly Bigdash and cement his place as one of the top light heavyweights in the world. Now this fight is very important for Aung and Nsang, his legacy and what he's doing in ONE Championship. He's of course coming off a borderline humiliating loss to Renier de Ridier in a fight where he was taken down and submitted with relative ease. Now I think for him, he needs to come back and win with a statement to remind everyone just who he is. Now at his best, Aung Nsang is a vicious knockout artist who thrives on the feet and does a lot of damage in his combinations. At his worst, he struggles on the ground, and in a lot of ways he was exposed. But is Vitaly Bigdash necessarily the guy to take advantage of those opportunities that are going to be presented in a fight like this? I'm not so sure he is, just because of the style of fight, or the style of fight more specifically that he presents. But anyways, with that all said, let's go through the detail of the tape and let's break this one down. So these are two guys in their mid-30s that are getting on in age now, especially when you consider the fight game. But then ONE Championship light heavyweight is 225, so I guess for all intents and purposes, the heavyweights who tend to have a longer shelf life. And Aung Nsang is 36 years old, which makes him 1 year older than Vitaly Bigdash. Aung Nsang has an incredibly experienced mixed martial arts record of 26 wins and 11 losses now. He of course had a lot of those losses very early in his career. I think at one point he stood at 11-7 or something like that. So he's been able to have a great career resurgence and become a key national hero in Burma. And in Myanmar, and he's been able to do great things in his career. But Vitaly Bigdash is a guy who's actually beaten him once previously. He's one of those losses, and he's a guy that's definitely coming into this fight believing he can win this fight. So he walks into this fight with a record of 10 wins and 2 losses. He's a bit fresher when it comes to fight mileage, so before I get too carried away. And whilst he's a lot less experienced than Aung, these are guys that are experienced at the top of the card. They've been around for a while. Experience will not be a factor. Aung Nsang stands at 6'1", which makes him 1 inch taller than Vitaly Bigdash. With all ONE Championship fighters, it's always hard to find their reach, so I'm not going to be able to provide that, but I would guess that Aung Nsang has about a 74-75 inch reach, just based on his proportions and how long I've been around fighting. And I would say he's probably going to enjoy like an inch or two over Vitaly Bigdash. I could be completely wrong there, but that's just my assumption, so let's not read into that too much. To describe their styles now. So Aung Nsang is a vicious brawler. He carries big pants and power in his hands. He likes to be able to hurt people on the feet. He's got big dangerous leg kicks. He's got a great chin. He's durable and he likes a good brawl. Vitaly Bigdash is a bit more of a refined striker. He definitely leads off his leg kicks. He's very devastating. He carries power in both hands, and he can get some incredible stoppages in his own right. And in his fights with Aung Nsang, you've seen that they both enjoy one particular type of fight. Some of their key wins. Now, Aung's of course got the wins over the likes of Brandon Vera. That's an incredible win right there. Ken Hasegawa, he's beaten Vitaly Bigdash himself. For Vitaly Bigdash, the biggest win that jumps out to me is Aung Nsang. So they haven't got super lengthy resumes, but they've beaten some incredibly talented fighters on the ONE Championship circuit. The issues for Aung Nsang is going to be bouncing back from a loss, the first loss in a long time. How's he going to deal with that, especially the nature of that loss? And for Vitaly Bigdash, he hasn't fought since 2018 at 36 years old. How is that going to impact him coming into this fight? So that's very, very important to note. The X factor for Aung Nsang is going to be the fact that he has been active and the fact that he's been at championship level fighting regularly. He's been there in the trenches over the course of the last 3 years, which Bigdash just hasn't been. And the X factor for Bigdash is going to be the fact that Aung Nsang lost. So is he coming into this fight with a mental deficit as opposed to the man that we're used to? The main thing that stands out in terms of that for me is that Aung Nsang has had quite a few losses, so I don't know if it's going to be something that, you know, destroys his confidence completely coming to this fight. But it's something that you got to consider when you're trying to break a fight down. With that said, let's get into my prediction of how this one plays out. Now, this fight to me is pretty black and white. We know what's going to happen. We've seen it happen twice, and neither of these men, well, I can't really speak for, Vitaly Bigdash because I haven't seen him fight in 3 years, but certainly for Aung, we haven't seen a new fighter from their last fight in 2018. Aung Nsang's a fighter who's going to come out there, he's going to try to get into a brawl with you, and he's going to try to hurt you on the feet. He's going to want to put him out, and I think Vitaly Bigdash is going to engage him in just that kind of a fight. when push comes to shove, I do give that advantage to Aung and Nsang when it comes to experience, when it comes to, you know, just the grit, the oomph, the conditioning, everything that he needs to get himself through that kind of a fight. Well, he's perfectly designed for it, and he's been there in the trenches doing it, and that's what stands out for me. So fight fans, this one for me is pretty easy for me to predict. I think Aung and Nsang is going to outlast Vitaly Bigdash, is going to give him one hell of a fight, and he's going to walk away with the win and the ONE Championship Light Heavyweight Championship to his name still. Anyways, why don't you guys comment below, let me know how you guys see this fight going, let me know if you're looking forward to this, and let me know what you think about Aung and Nsang bouncing back from his last loss to Renier de Riddier. Is that a fight you want to see next? Because I know Renier de Riddier has said he wants to jump up to fight Aung for his next belt as well, so I guess he's trying to take all the belts at this point. But I'm definitely up for that fight. I'm very excited for this one. Love to know what you guys are thinking. Remember, if you're new here, to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Thank you for watching. I'm Rohan, and this is Mindful Combat.